I'm here with Jen Jones, who is well known for collecting Welsh antique quilts, and she and her husband founded the Welsh Quilt Centre here in Lampeter, housed in the town hall, and Jen has very kindly agreed to walk us around this lovely exhibition that she's got running. So we're here, it's colour coordinated.
Well, yes, because we borrowed these wonderful, colourful quilts from Kay Fassett this year, busy patchwork, we decided to use the whole cloth, plain, coloured Welsh quilts with it. You couldn't use patchwork, you couldn't use floral. It had to be plain colours. And the range in the plain colours that we discovered within my collection was phenomenal. And what we tried to do was to wrap his up in colours that brought out the colours in his patchwork and design. And so Gwenllian Ashley, who designed the exhibition, chose from a huge heap that I brought in the colours you're going to see here. And you begin with the pastels. This is a very pale blue. And this is an extraordinary quilt. It's got fantastic stitching, but it's quirky at the same time, and I love that. I mean, what attracts me to the Welsh quilts, first and foremost, is their quirkiness and their lack of worrying too much if things go a little askew. I mean, look at this wonderful paisley pair, and there's another one over there, and they're both slightly different, and they both end with a spiral, which is the most common design in Welsh quilting.
Oh, right.
And it represents a long life or eternity.
Okay.
So here we have spirals all the way round, and that is unusual. Usually it's a straight edge. I have several quilts in the collection that are not straight-edged, and I've kept them for various reasons, but partly because of the difference in terms of the edging.
So the maker of this and the stitcher of this would have marked it as she went, would she?
No, she would have marked it first.
Okay.
She'd mark the whole thing first, and they had no formal templates. They either cut out cardboard or used cups, plates, whatever.
Items, yeah. Okay.
And this would have been made by a professional quilter, and it was made for a wealthy Pontypridd family in the South Wales valleys. And it's an extraordinary quilt, and I also own a cot quilt that she made, and in that you find many of these patterns. Each lady, that's the other thing about the Welsh quilts, nobody else drew them except the quilter.
Right,
so they're very individual.
Okay.
North Country, very often somebody came in and
they had
almost
patterns
always,
made for them, didn't they? Yes.
There was somebody who came in and drew them.
Yes, yes.
This would have been drawn by the quilter herself.
And you called her a professional quilter. You meant she earned money at this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, most all the quilts you'll see here today, not most in my collection, but the whole cloths of this caliber were made by professional quilters who quilted for a living, and it was part of a cottage industry for about 100 years in Wales, between about 1850 and 1940.
Brilliant.
And so this is a very good example of a quilt that was made during the Rural Industry Bureau period, when quilters were subsidized by the government. They didn't buy the quilts from them, but they supplied them with the materials and found outlets for them. And a lot of these quilts went to wealthy people in Cardiff and London. For instance, Claridge's had a Welsh quilt on every bed at one point. Wow. And I own a Claridge quilt. It's not in this exhibition, but it was on loan to the V&A for their big exhibition. And it was of the highest caliber in terms of stitching. Okay. And it was plain, and it was whole cloth.
The whole cloth, super.
Yeah.
Okay.